I used to count calories every single day and implement the famous low-carb diet to try and lose weight. Yes, I did lose some weight, but a few months later, I finally couldn't handle it anymore. The long-term restriction led to my mental breakdown and caused me to binge eat, which made me gain even more weight. I will consume over 3,000 calories a day by stuffing my face, even if I don't feel hungry at all, and to a point where my stomach is literally going to explode. And I will punish myself the next day by exercising inefficiently for hours and restricting my calories intake even more, which would cause me to binge eat again. So the bad cycle never seemed to stop. Later, I went to see a psychiatrist in the hope of improving my mental condition and food relationship. So, how's it going? I think I have eating disorders and depression. Cool. I'll just prescribe some pills for you and take them twice a day. You'll be fine. Okay. But shouldn't we find out the cause? Look, just take the pills. You will get better. Don't worry too much about it. The funny thing is, all I could get from the psychiatrist was nothing but prescriptions. I'm not saying that medications didn't work, because they did, but they didn't heal anything. The pills solely helped suppress my symptoms, and once I stopped taking the pills, they would show up again. We tend to look for quick solutions to our problems, because that's what we've been taught to do. If we gain weight, just restrict calories intake. If we experience symptoms, just take medications. We never look at the underlying cause, the root of the problem. So I decided to stop taking my medications, stop counting calories, and start focusing on the nutrients I put into my body. And I realized all this time, most of us focus too much on the quantity of calories, and yet in fact, what really matters is the quality of food. So why does that matter? And why should we care? I went to the local Byron farm to visit the organic farmers and had them to talk about organic food and how it affects our health.
For the last few years, I've eaten only organic foods. I eat the food that I harvest on a daily basis. 80% of the food I eat is from this garden. We started off doing some composting. We did some planting. Actually, you can see our plantings behind us. We put in some cauliflowers, broccoli, cabbage, Chinese cabbage, wombok, potatoes, French breakfast radishes, cooking greens, rocket. It's quite different growing your own. The difference in freshness and flavour is just off the scale. I'm almost a bit heartbroken that it's taken me this long in my life to really understand the difference and appreciate the quality of real food.
Yeah, I think quality is really important. And yeah, it's a mindset shift. So it hasn't been an easy journey, but it started for me with bread. I used to, like I said, eat white bread really cheap, like no nutrient value. And yeah, you can get a loaf for $1 or $2 or something, but it doesn't fill you up, and it's not really good for the gut or for the mind or anything really. And then transitioning from that to buying nearly a $10 loaf of bread that I had to cut up myself was like really hard to get my head around at first. But then once I started going to the farmers market and talking to the bakers, and I could see the energy and the love that they put into it, like I knew it was worth paying extra to keep this small business who's doing good for the planet in business. And in return, it's benefiting my gut and my body. So,
our body is a compilation of everything we've ingested over the years. The food we eat is being absorbed and assimilated and becoming our skin, our blood, and our organs. Everything we eat becomes us. So shouldn't we be mindful of our food choices? Because if you don't know what you're putting in your mouth, do you even know what it's doing to your body and your health?
I am really a living, walking, talking expression of this soil that I'm standing on. We've turned this soil into vegetables. Those vegetables, when I eat them, I turn them into me. And I think everybody is an expression of the inputs that go into that, mental and physical.
So the point is to think about what you're putting onto your plate. Do you eat vegetables? Do you eat enough fresh fruits? When you start crowding out high processed products and putting more real food onto your plate, like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, dairy, or lean meats, you'll be surprised that the calories actually take care of themselves, because you get full before you consume too many. There's also an interesting thing I found is that once I started eating more real food, my cravings for pizza, ice cream, or deep fried food has actually decreased. But of course I still enjoy sweet treats every now and then. It's all about balance and knowing the benefits of all food, because no food is bad unless you eat it too excessively. Having a balanced diet without calorie restriction has increased my energy level, which then improved my performance at the gym. Fitness has always been a big part of my life. I remember I used to feel exhausted all the time due to my strict diet, so my performance at the gym never met my expectation, which was really frustrating for me. But after allowing myself to put enough wholesome and quality food into my body, it gives me lots of good energy to push myself and perform at best at the gym.
Feels good though.
It's important for me to have regular physical activity because it's good for my mental health. And staying active doesn't necessarily mean going to the gym and doing intense workout. It also means going for a walk, for a run, or for a surf. Or you can just simply be vacuuming or lawn mowing around the house. It can be in any form, but the key is to enjoy it and have fun out of it. Today, I'm still in recovery from my eating disorder and still on the journey of building a good relationship with food. But I've learned in the past year to stop focusing on the quantity of calories and focus on the quality of food. And that has definitely been helping to improve my health physically and mentally.